Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze EU and DXY to see what day trading opportunities we have for today. You'll see my strategy and technical analysis, so if you're interested in those then stick around. Right, today I'm going to start off on Forex Factory, just looking at the news for today, because I'll start off with just saying I'm not sure that I'm going to get any time to execute in between these news announcements. So this is filtered to the major red folder and medium folder news announcements. So as you can see, it's Thursday. We've already had one announcement, the French flash PMI. We've got the German flash PMI in 3 minutes at 8:30. Then we've got some more flash manufacturing PMI at 9. And then we have a bit of a gap between the New York Open, which then, you know, they've got news every hour after that. So it may be a bit of a squeeze. There may not be any time for setups in between, and price can move quite erratic while it waits for these announcements. So just something to be aware of here. I'll even show you the low impact news, which sometimes surprises us. You can see here there's a lot of announcements today. So I don't tend to focus on these yellow folder news, but it's just something to be aware of. So let's go to the charts. Again, I'm going to continue with the same format as before. I'm going to have DXY here below, EU here above, so we can analyze at the same time without losing focus. Daily chart, we won't be on here for long. You can see we've blasted through the previous daily high and previous daily low. Price is moving very bullish so far today. And there's not much to really say apart from we're continuing. We've broken this daily fair value gap and weekly fair value gap after the minor sort of pullback and rejection yesterday. So price looks good to continue lower on DXY, at least for now, right? Where we're nearing some liquidity here, but that's better seen on a lower time frame. So let's drop down. Right, so here we are on the 4 hour. You can see now we've been making these internal highs, pulling back with internal high lows. We didn't mitigate this area here in the discount of this leg. We just partially mitigated it and we've taken off since. We've fully filled this fair value gap now, and we've come into the 4 hour POI. You will obviously notice the difference now between EU and DXY here. DXY, we're only partially coming into this fair value gap. The 4 hour order block is much lower. So there is some disconnect between the two. Not necessarily a bad thing. What I would predict is going to happen is, of course, if DXY continues to go to fill this gap, we're going to take this high here, which is major buy side liquidity, of course, of a previous high, which would look good for shorts. I'll go into it a bit further probably on the 1 hour, but that's just from what we can see here on the 4 hour chart. We look to have switched bullish and switched bearish here on the DXY. Of course, this unmitigated area is still available to hold. I think that news announcement's just come out. As you can see, price is jumping around. Again, this is the broker issue on TradingView, so that's why you can't see this 4 hour chart moving. It doesn't move in live price time. So let's continue. Right, with this news announcement, we may see this high get taken out quickly, or we may see it pull back first. But what I'm looking at is we're working within this leg here. We are clearly within a premium now, right? We are way in a premium of this previous leg, but we're in a premium of this new leg here, from this low here to this high here. We had mitigated partially, obviously, our 4 hour fair value gap yesterday, and you can see the same here on DXY. So let's go down to the 1 hour and analyze price some more. You can see the structure a lot more clearly here. We've made these high lows, high highs, high lows, and a high high. Same on DXY, of course. We've got lower low, lower high, and now this lower low. I've marked out this 1 hour order block on both in the discount now of this new leg. So they line up with that. I'm expecting a pullback, of course, from this area where this 4 hour order block is. I would prefer, of course, a structure. I'll show you that on the M15 in order to go short from here. And I would even prefer more than that to sweep this buy side liquidity, because liquidity drives the market, right? So if we sweep this buy side liquidity, even though this is also obviously a pool of buy side liquidity, as an order block, but I would prefer that to give us a driver to go back down to this discount. Now, things to bear in mind, of course, we have these partially mitigated fair value gaps here. Price, we should assume at some point we'll want to fill these, but we don't know when. But that would be something just to expect that price may be drawn into at a later date. So just from comparison for DXY and EU, just to remind us, we still have this massive fair value gap here remaining on the hourly on DXY. Whereas that is filled here completely on EU. So the dangers, of course, if someone were to short now, if we was to short, is that DXY may continue lower, right? Which means EU will continue higher. So of course that is a negative confluence for someone shorting. So preferably we'd want to wait and be patient. I'd want to see some structure. The high probability buys, of course, are going to be down in this area, preferably where they both match up, they're both in sync, they both have order blocks, and it's a discount for both pairs. Everything below it is mitigated, right, except for this area here. Let's drop down to the 15-minute and see what we can see for opportunities at this current time down there. 15-minute chart, right? We're well within this 4-hour order block here. In order for me to short, for a shorting opportunity here, I would like to see price create a structure and then break it on the M5 or M15. I would like to see this price, just do something like this, whether it sweeps this high or not, do that and then break that low, and then we come back for our entry and we can trade it down to that discount, to that POI. We don't have to go that far, whatever meets our profit target. Now the structure, of course, why I want the structure is because it shows that intention. Like I said, we still have a fair value gap remaining below price here on DXY. If it creates a structure, it will look like, price is ready to turn back, especially if it then breaks that structure. So then we have the confluence of that, okay, we've got our breaker structure to the downside, price is ready to pull back to this area before continuing in that way, right, which may take these highs. So that's what I would like to see for a short. If we want the longs, we would need to come back down to this area for me and do the same thing again, create some sort of structure, break it, pull back. So those are the two high probability scenarios I see. As I mentioned earlier, the even better short would be for price to come above here, take out that buy side liquidity pool, then break down, right? And maybe it will create some sort of structure up here first and then break it and then pull back to a lower time frame order block. So that's what I would be looking for personally. I wouldn't want to try and long here, because even if it was to create a little mini structure here and break the high, then it would have taken some serious external liquidity, and that's going to drive price down to this sell side liquidity, which would be down here in the discount. Nice quick one. I hope that was clear. I hope you're enjoying this format. Let me know if you are or you aren't in the comments. So like, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.